If we don't get it, shut it down. If we don't.
These problems are not just problems, they're my lived experience.
If they really did love all of God's children, they would take these policies away.
It's difficult to balance the fear that you have and the freedom that you aspire to have.
We made this process come together. We rule the world.
I would love for our world leaders to take responsibility and do something.
This is actually gonna change something.
Every child in Nigeria should be protected at all costs.
This movement is never gonna stop.
We do not want to become a lost generation.
What do you expect to be different with Chancellor Merkel?
People think right now that what politicians are doing is having the climate crisis under control and that they're doing things that will actually provide us with a safe future, and it's not. And Angela Merkel knows this. She's one of the most important women in Europe and in the world. So I hope she also tells us that she will, in her last year as Chancellor, push Germany to be a leading role in Europe, but also push Europe to actually kind of get their shit together.
Yeah.
My name is Anunna Davis. I'm a Belgian climate activist, but I prefer human rights. I'm 19-year-old.
I was inspired when I saw Greta's Friday school strike for the climate. In Belgium, I organized students to strike for the climate, and thousands of people showed up.
And we refuse to be silent about our future.
I read a lot about climate change over the past years, and it's scary as fuck, to be honest. A lot of people literally don't know what's coming. They don't understand the fact that climate change will be irreversible. And we've been fucking up for so long that we are literally in the last hour of being able to do something. That's the problem. This week we're in Berlin because a group of my friends who are also climate change activists are here to meet with Chancellor Merkel. We started writing this open letter to all global leaders and EU leaders to remind them of the fact that since we started the strikes, nothing had happened. And we asked to meet them. And Angela Merkel was the first one that said, yeah, I want to meet you. Maybe let's start off the meeting by just asking, why did you want to see us?
Also because you're the first climate activist that she's meeting.
I think it's more stressful to prepare than to actually be there.
I'm not stressful at all, actually. I'm just a bit tired.
It's 11.
Shall we go and sit maybe? It's just, I'm like getting more and more the feeling that it could actually change something after this meeting. That, like, if you just imagine Merkel like giving a press statement the day after tomorrow, like, okay, so I thought about it and like, we gotta do this, you know? Like, just imagine that would happen. We gotta get out of it.
And she's seeing Macron tomorrow at his holiday house.
At his holiday house.
They're gonna discuss about policies.
Yeah, but it's like as if we would meet. It's also fun. You can discuss this also.
Next to his pool.
Our generation kind of realizes that all the luxuries we think is normal are actually destroying our planet. But not only our planet, also humankind, and the fact that if we don't do anything, we're fucked.
Hi.
Hi, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. I went through 150 emails this morning. Because we definitely missed some stuff, which is okay.
It's okay. It's fine. And I needed some time.
That's what I told them. I told them we were spending time catching up with our spirits and not with our emails.
This is true. I mean, this is obviously true. My name is Tokata Iron Eyes. I'm 17 years old and I'm from the Standing Rock Reservation in North Dakota, and I'm currently living on Pine Ridge. I'm Hunkpapa and Oglala Lakota, which is the indigenous native nation of modern-day North and South Dakota. When I was 11, we moved to Standing Rock, and that year, the Dakota Access Pipeline was proposed. An oil pipeline was being built underneath the river, so close to our communities, and we launched a social media campaign called Respect Our Water, which was basically a call to action from the youth of Standing Rock asking for the world's awareness and for the world's attention to see what was happening in North Dakota, and calling attention to the exploitiveness of the US government towards indigenous nations of North America.
Respect our water, respect our land, and respect our people. Join us and sign our petition.
After the first video of the Respect Our Water campaign launched and went viral, it just starts picking up a lot of heat. News outlets are starting to pay attention. Different, media outlets are starting to post on social media. I continued my work as a public speaker, and I actually became a climate activist because I recognized that the same industry that allowed for the Dakota Access Pipeline to be built is a part of the same group of corporations that are causing a global climate crisis. And indigenous communities are on the front line of that crisis.
You remember that song, Where is the Love?
Yes, I know this song.
So apparently they are redoing that song.
And
Will I Am wants you to do a lyric for it.
What?
Yeah. And I think we'll get those on Sunday night. And you have to film yourself.
Okay.
Yeah, I know.
After Standing Rock, having cameras become a normal part of my life, having interviews become a normal part of my life, having people want to hear me talk, like those things are just very strange.
How are you feeling good about school and classes and everything? You're signed up, you're good?
Yeah, I'm officially a registered student and I feel good about it, and school's online so I don't have to worry about anything.
So I think we can be pretty free-balling with like taking stuff here, and then you should limit the amount of film crews, the amount of
it's time for school
interviews, telethons, and school it.
Yes, ma'am. Like I feel like I'm in like the calm before the storm. Like I'm like just like sitting here and dreaming.
Yeah, but in a beautiful, cool, awesome opportunity to change the world kind of a way.
Yeah, no, all good things. Too many good things, and you drown.
I think this is going to be the time you learn how to set boundaries and say no to projects, which is going to be hard.
It is. All right,
have a good day.
Love you. I'll see you later.
Love you. Talk to you soon.
Bye. Okay.
It's just me, but before every protest, I get super hungry. Are you gonna eat? You never want to eat, and every time we go protest, you're always, I'm lightheaded, give me water.
Hi, my name's Kennedy, I'm 14 and I'm from Nashville, Tennessee. I am an activist fighting to end social and racial inequality. My sister Naya is 16, we're 2 years apart, and we're super close. She's definitely the person who educated me and who really made me become such a powerful activist.
I want something salty. I want something really salty.
I became an activist because I see a problem with the way the society functions. Black people, brown people, and POC are put at a huge disadvantage just because they were born a certain color. Everything that America was built on is white supremacy. This system that is built, that is still working, it's working so perfectly, was built for white people. When I heard about the murder of George Floyd, I was honestly Not shocked because it's happened so much I became desensitized to it, but I was really furious.
I've been trying to hear about this.
I was upset that people tried to justify his murder, and I was upset that this happened again. Another black man, another black person.
You could have fucking put him in the car by now, bro. He's not resisting arrest or nothing.
We're talking now.
You enjoying it. Look at you. Your body language displays it. You fucking bum. Bro, are you serious? You gonna just let him sit there with that on his neck, bro?
Another life taken by the people who swear they're here to protect us. I was really upset, and when I say upset, I'm not talking about I'm ready to cry upset. I was raging upset.
I can't breathe! 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 It's like a singular mask.
This protest really isn't ours, but they want us to come down there just to speak. I think it's because we are a organization full of young women, so it makes sense. When I was speaking to the woman who actually held this protest, she wanted us to lead the protest.
We've led like marches with thousands of people, and we spoke in front of the governor. He was up there.
The House of Representatives.
Yeah, the House of Representatives and things like that. So it was not really pressure to lead it. It's pressure to make sure people are safe, even though it's not our protest, but our faces are going to be on it. Teens for Equality messed it up. Oh my gosh.
Teens for Equality started after a member put out a flyer on Twitter, and that's when we organized the protest. When we first formed this group, we did get a lot of media attention. Right now, the main goal for Teens for Equality is honestly spreading awareness about topics that many people are scared to talk about. We're trying to educate people and make people get an understanding of what it's like being a POC or being a black person. Today, me and I are going to this protest hosted by the People's Plaza in Nashville, Tennessee.
The best case scenario for tonight's protest would be thousands of women showing up. I want all women to come, trans women. I just want women to be out there and for everybody to just embrace, I want us to come together as a community.
Because usually when we hold protests or when there are protests, I don't really see a lot of people of color, especially people of color who want women. It's mostly white women. I'm just where are the people of color? We're fighting for y'all.
We need to protect women. When it comes to black women fighting for black men, it's black women are always standing up for black men.
Mm-hmm. The most unprotected person in America is a black woman. The worst case scenario is, I wouldn't say nobody showing up.
The riot police.
Riot police? Oh my gosh, tear gas.
Yes. Because they like to tear gas people.
We'll be in the front, I think.
Yeah, but last time they were being a little violent.
Mm-hmm.
When people were being peaceful. See, that's what I don't understand. I think it's the riot police because they're there to inflict violence and to make the protest chaotic and make it seem like we were here to riot. Safety is really our top priority.
It makes me nervous to not know if people are coming and not know what route we're taking. So maybe we should start getting ready, But then also we should be mindful of our surroundings because we're young, black women in the South.
We go to any protest in Nashville that we can because many people don't organize. So it's really important for us to go, especially with us being a group fighting for equality.
You're seriously doing your makeup for a protest. It's the audacity for me.
It's you staring at me for me.
While you're doing that, maybe I should go get the stuff for the protest.
Maybe.
I'll get some goggles just in case we get tear gassed. What else? Hand sanitizer.
Can you even reach anything? Yeah, and I definitely need burning gel. I don't know if we will get burnt, but still pretty nice to have it. Why am I so short? Some sunscreen, bug spray, and some bandages. I'm gonna get some cleaning sprays, like wound wash. 1, 2, 3, and first aid. 2, 3, 4, wound wash, bug spray, burning gel, balm cream, pride flag, 2 pair of goggles. Make sure to get water, Tanaya, so you don't get dehydrated. Is it open? I don't know.
You're not going to unis?
No.
Working. They haven't sent me anything about the university and how we're gonna do it online. It's gonna be online until January. My name is Mohamad Al Jounde. I'm 19 years old. I was born and raised in Syria, but now I actually live in Sweden, where I studied high school and soon going to university.
I mean, what more happened this year?
We graduated, boy.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
We graduated. we graduated this year.
I mean, of course, graduation itself wasn't that fun. I mean, prom was so much more fun, but it just felt like...
Prom was very fun.
I was actually thinking about it the other day. I almost felt bad for how we celebrated. Because it was
graduation?
Like, no, but just like the whole, like, we were celebrating, we just forget about what's happening in the world, right?
I mean, I've talked to you before about it. Yeah. That's one of the things that me and my friends and the ones who like lived through like very bad situations, and we left people behind. Like we talk about this, like, do we deserve to enjoy the time? When I talk with my mother, who got arrested twice, she tells me, like, I did what I did so you can live. So if I see you not living, if I see you always stuck in that bubble of I need to help, I need like to worry about that, I need to feel shit about that, she feels that what she did went to waste in a sense.
Yeah, no, exactly.
So I don't think you should think that way.
Yeah.
In 2011, a revolution started in Syria, a revolution that demanded democracy, human rights, equal treatments for the people, basically. But the people who started the revolution were faced with a lot of violence from the regime. And one of the people who participated in the protests and in the civil uprising was my mother. And then she later received a death threat. So we had to flee the country immediately, because if we did not flee, they would have for sure killed her. So we fled the country in almost the end of 2013 to Lebanon, and I was just 12. When I first arrived, I could not go to school because the Lebanese government had a very harsh regulations on Syrian refugees. My family and I, we started volunteering with this Syrian voluntary team in refugee camps. So after a lot of conversations, we came up with the idea of building a place where me and the children will hang out. And while we're doing this, while we're building that place, we thought about building a school. So in 2017, I've received a prize called the International Children Peace Prize. It's usually given for young children who advocate for peace.
School is not only a place where you can learn how to write and read. It's also a place where you can make friends and memories. And there are 25 million children living in conflict zones. We do not want to become a lost generation.
At that point, I realized that I advocate for education, and I recognize how important it is. Maybe it's my turn now to receive it. That's why I felt that I've made the good choice that I've ended up in Sweden. So university has finally started, and it's been online, which is not the experience I had hoped for, really. But one of the professor has asked me to come to campus and screen the documentary I've made about women's participation in the Syrian Revolution. So today is my movie screening day. I'm gonna go screen it in my university. Hopefully the screening will be nice. I'm gonna meet some people. I'm gonna meet a very amazing professor, Joshka, and she's been to Syria, so I'm very excited about that because that will be a physical meeting. I'll actually meet the person, so that should be nice. Hello!
Hi.
Hi. Do you hug? No? Corona? Okay. Corona. كيفك?
الحمد لله.
الحمد لله. أنا منيح.
الحمد لله سلام.
Yes, all good.
Welcome. So this is the local classroom.
Okay.
It's actually a pioneering classroom. Hi, how are you doing?
Hello. I've never been in a setting like this.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's gonna make me more nervous or it's gonna make me less nervous.
Yeah.
Because now there's like
so many cameras.
So many cameras to like.
Yeah, no. Yeah. Just to be yourself, it will be fine.
Yeah.
Okay, so my name is Joshka Wessels. I am a senior lecturer with Communication for Development at Malmö University. My background is in visual anthropology, ethnographic film, and I can't even begin with, how much I'm impressed by what you've done, Mohamad. I think it's really admirable that at such a young age you started to work for your peers, for others, for education. And I would like to know a little bit about the students that came. So if we can just start with Ariana, for example.
Hello, thank you so much. So my name is Ariana and I live in Växjö in Småland right now.
Nice to see you guys. I'm based in Gothenburg. I'm originally from the UK.
Hello, my name is Clara. I am also in the communication development program and based in Zurich.
Hi, I'm Alec. I'm based in Amsterdam and I'm starting visual anthropology masters here.
So welcome you all. I will now give the floor to Mohamad.
Thank you. I think I'm the youngest one of you all. I'm 19. I actually just graduated high school, and this is my first year in Malmö University. I'm studying international relations. As you can see, there's like 6 cameras next to me, so it's kind of weird. And I'm looking at the screen talking with you all. But a little bit about my background and how did I end up talking with you all and giving showing my movie, the documentary I've made almost 3 years ago now. I wanted to do something where I can preserve the relationship and the lessons that I've learned with the women. And that's where the idea of the documentary started. So yeah, thank you.
اسمي علا الجندي من سوريا، من حما، من منطقة اسمها السلمية. ليش طلعت من سوريا؟ لأنه خفت، لأنه انسجنت مرتين وخفت تنعاد التجربة مرة تانية.
So did the people you meet in the Amazon ask you, or were they like, have they been talking about the Mercosur and like do something about it?
This is a thing. They were like, you do know about the trade agreement, and we didn't. And as you're saying, like in Europe, not a lot of people do. Mm-hmm. But the Mercosur trade agreement has been a subject for them for years. They're like fighting this for years, but from the Amazon.
Going to the Amazon forest completely changed me. There was a woman and she was crying. And she said, you destroyed my life. And obviously she wasn't talking about me, but she was talking about my people and Europeans. And it changed me forever.
It's crazy to think that the EU would be ready to sign an agreement to bring meat from South America while we know it is part of the problem.
It's like 80% of all deforestation is because of agriculture or like the livestock.
Yeah. You know, when you have Bolsonaro in power, he doesn't believe that this 1%, which are indigenous people living in the forest, are worth being alive.
But it's more than 20 million people in the Amazon
it's
forest.
huge. So 1% can sound very little, but it's big. Yeah? He sees the Amazon as like a big wallet.
The Mercosur trade agreement allows free trade between the European Union and the Southern Common Market known as the Mercosur bloc. The deal would escalate beef exportation from the Mercosur bloc, increasing the destruction of land for cattle grazing in the Amazon that will in turn displace indigenous people. Europe would increase its export of luxury goods and cars, increasing deadly greenhouse and CO2 emissions. So we want this trade agreement to be gone. Cheaper beef and cars equals deforestation of the Amazon equals destruction of the planet.
I feel like as Europeans, that's like the biggest thing we have to actually do something for the Amazon forest, to like save it, because that's also like one of the biggest destructive things. We are having a meeting with Angela Merkel tomorrow, and she's one of the biggest pushers of the Mercosur trade agreement. If we get to convince Luisa and Greta to actually make it a big thing on the press conference afterwards and be like, act as if we talked a lot about Mercosur during the meeting, and then they're gonna like start being like, so apparently it's a big topic for the youth, and apparently also Germany is pushing it.
Do you think Luisa and Greta will care about it? Do they know about it?
Luisa talked to me about it, and she's like, we need to talk to Merkel about it. So that's really good. I don't know about Greta, we'll see. But to get it in the media tomorrow, like at the press conference, would be amazing. Yeah.
Isn't it crazy?
What?
We both went to school here.
Yeah.
But like also what's crazy is our great grandma went to school here. You know what I mean? But also, you don't go to school here anymore. How do you feel being back at home?
It just felt good to be home, and I was I think just kind of exhausted. I think it was really I got burnt out because I had been trying to juggle so many things. Last year I got the opportunity to go to college, even though I'm 17, through a special early college program which allows teenagers in high school to start working towards their associates. But I ended up coming home when the school shut down due to the worldwide pandemic. Being home was really needed for me because I feel like I rebuilt sort of a platform for myself to jump off of back into the world of things.
When you go on these work trips, when you go and speak, do you feel stressed? Do you ever just
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't get stressed until after the event or whatever was over. And I would go off to these places and all these nice events and stay at these fancy hotels and whatnot. And then I would speak about it, but then I would have to come back home.
Yeah.
You know, where these problems that I'm speaking about, they're not just problems, they're my life.
Yeah.
They're my lived experience. And I leave that to go and advocate for myself and my people. And then I come back and the situation is still the same.
Yeah.
So it feels like I'm just being put through a fucking pinball machine. I go and I speak to these people, I make them fucking cry, and they tell me oh my God, the work you're doing is so good, and then I come back and nothing has changed.
Yeah.
It's just really hard to keep putting in effort and time and work and trying to stay positive and hopeful at the same time. Because I mean, everybody knows it, but change is actually quite slow. It just doesn't happen overnight.
Yeah. But you feel all of this, and this is a lot, on your shoulders for someone who's 17.
Just the burden of being met with, the responsibility of not only representing yourself, but representing an entire community. It becomes a lot.
Yeah.
Bye, Nana. We love you.
The other members aren't coming today, but we're still gonna go show up because, you don't need everybody to go protest.
Hello, we're at the church. Okay, yes, ma'am. There's a group of people down here. A group of protesters with boards. No, they don't look bored. They have boards. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, about 25. Okay. We'll be up there.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the Women's March. Everybody at the plaza knows that we're a very woman-heavy organization, and so we want to celebrate these warriors and these sisters, these daughters, these mothers.
Women in the plaza, women in the plaza, children, women in the plaza. The women gonna take over the plaza.
Ready?
Hey, hey, ho, ho. These racist cops have got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho. These racist cops have got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho. Angel, keep doing. Hey, hey, ho, ho. These colorist men have got to. Really? Yeah. Hey, hey, ho, ho. These colorist men have got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho. These colorist men have got to go. Say her name. Say her name. Justice, no peace. Take it to the streets to fund the police. No justice, no peace. No peace. Take it to the streets to fund the police. No justice, no peace. No peace. Take it to the streets to fund the police.
We're back now. Yes, that was quite an impressive film. We have some questions.
First of all, thank you so much, Mohamad, for this very enlightening film. I would like to know from you as a filmmaker, if you ever feel fearful while you're documenting the revolution, and how does putting this film out there for everybody to see affect your own sense of freedom?
You live in constant fear as a filmmaker or as a storyteller, because I picked up filmmaking not just for the sake of doing the actual movies, but because I want to tell a story. It's very difficult to try to balance between the fear that you have and between the freedom that you aspire to have. But also this boils down to the personal sacrifice. How much am I willing to sacrifice for the sake of the revolution? I think the movie captured this quite beautifully. Because also filmmaking is a revolutionary act. No matter what you film, it's kind of a revolutionary act as well.
Thank you so much, Mohamad, for a very powerful and thought-provoking film. A revolution has so many sides, and you've done a great job at looking at one of the less visible, the struggles of women. And I'm sure you're going to have a great time at Malmö University. We're very happy to have you here.
You know, you'll hear it.
Thank you very much. I'm on my way to meet the other activists to discuss the agenda for our meeting with Chancellor Merkel tomorrow.
Hey.
Hi.
Let's not do hugs, I guess.
Too early. And I lost your wallet.
Yeah, I did. I lost my wallet first day in Berlin. It's been pretty inconvenient. But I got a replacement passport, because otherwise I might not have been able to enter the meeting.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But as you see now, it's a really interesting talking situation. Yes. So maybe
The media is just like a tool for us, and we have to use them to spread the message. And it is kind of a love and hate relationship, because the media generally doesn't report about the climate crisis like a crisis.
Okay, then we get started. I think we have tomorrow morning set. We will meet at this Futuro Museum, which is really spacey and looks nice outside, and it's not crowded. There will be some activists from Fridays for Future in Berlin, and they bring a big banner and it says "Face a climate emergency." Yes, we expect there some cameras. And then we will go inside. We have a meeting. Merkel's speaker is coming too, Steffen Seibert. Between the meeting and the press conference, we have lunch. Vegan. Yes, it's all vegan. Then we walk to the place where we have the press conference. There's so much press. It's ridiculous, I feel.
Will you stay for interviews afterwards, or?
Yes. I think there's going to be some hectic, and there's going to be some chaos, and there's going to be some catastrophe happening, but that's always happening, right? I wondered what is happening afterwards, because I feel like
we need to
makes
think
sense
two
to look
steps
ahead.
Yeah.
Because last time, when we looked ahead, we ended up here.
I think this time we asked to meet like other heads of state, right? So the fact that we're meeting Merkel now, I think that it's gonna be like a domino effect. We should try to keep momentum and like keep it going, because other people are signing it every day. And I mean, I'm also kind of hoping that we'll be surprised by Merkel in this meeting, or that she will do or say something that will actually also change things. Like, it's not just symbolic, right?
For her, no. It's 90 minutes. If it was symbolic, she would have taken us half an hour, right? So why 90 minutes?
Good question. Could ask her.
Let's ask. Like, hey, Merkel, why 90 minutes though? That's a long time, woman.
Hi, Anne?
Hi, is this Tokata?
Yes.
Oh, I'm so excited that you're going to give Simon's Architect another try.
Yes.
Sorry, it's going to be remote again. It's a once-a-week class called Sociological Theories of Work and the Racialized Other.
I mean, I think that sounds good. I'd be happy to take that class.
So, all right. It was great talking with you.
Yes, it was great talking with you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
I want to have a better relationship with school this semester, and I want to be able to feel proud of the work that I do in educational institutions.
What, are you for sure going back to college?
Yes, for sure.
What do you feel is going to be different?
My classes are just like better suited to me. I think I just have a better like relationship and starting point with like staff and whatnot.
How was it being 2,000 miles from the Black Hills when you first went to Great Barrington?
I definitely felt isolated. Like, I thought I was gonna adapt really easy because I'd been like working with a lot of like people who were non-native.
You were a white people whisperer.
Yes, well, I knew how to code switch
Right.
in a very good way. But then, like, I didn't realize how good it felt just to, like, laugh with, like, Indian women.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I joke how I want to joke. I talk how I want to talk.
You're away from so far away from the Black Hills, or you're home, that you almost feel like Wablenicha.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, I kept saying to, like Tina and, like, different people, you know, while I was at school, I was like, I feel, like, extremely lost in a weird way, but it also all feels like I'm like falling. Like I'm falling like through the sky, but like upwards.
Right.
Like it you know, it's all going to shite, but it's going in the right direction.
Right. And there's no, I mean, even I don't know what the right moves are. You know what I mean? When it's those times.
And that's the thing I think I had to learn is I was always like looking for other people to like tell me like do this, this is what will make you successful.
Right.
Like these are the certain things that you have to check off the list so that you can be good. But then I was like, no one else gets to answer those questions for you though. Like you really have to like go inside and find.
But you do need
answers.
guidance.
Yeah, no. But first you have to go inside and ask yourself what success looks like for you.
Right.
You have to redefine what it looks like so that it matches your idea of happiness.
And I mean, what is their English thinking metaphysics to me? You know what I mean? It fits within one of the lobes of my brain or something, you know? And then there's a whole nother level of liberation available to indigenous nations and those who forgot that they are also indigenous.
Yeah.
So anyhow, like that, all that stuff, I couldn't even like conceive of that until I was in college and I put myself in different environments, you know?
Yeah.
Let's walk over here.
Cross the bridge.
This land is the most striking, beautiful, underappreciated place that I've ever lived. And I've only really lived in Standing Rock, you know, that's all I knew. You got to understand that you already surpassed me when you hit 12, you know?
This is just not true.
Well, I'm just saying in terms of like your trajectory, your path.
No justice! No peace! No bullying! Police! No justice! No peace!
I love marching. I like that I get surrounded by people, and when I'm marching or when I'm chanting, you hear everybody's voice in a unity, and everybody sounds so strong and so loving and so supporting. So I love that.
These young girls came about 2 weeks ago and knocked it out the box. And I am so proud of you all. And you're just amazing. And you know, I can see you, Congresswoman, running for president. Y'all are gonna be president. She already said president.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
Honestly, it was nice. I mean, it might not have been a lot of people, but it didn't feel like it wasn't a lot of people.
Yeah.
Like that girl who painted that poster with Breonna Taylor and Tatiana, that was so amazing. And when you actually see how many young women actually made this protest come together, it's like, we ruled the world.
Because we are like a fairly new organization, we have like a lot of work to do, like a long way to go before like we're like an actual organization.
So like, when's the next meeting for Teens for Equality? For planning and for making events, I guess, basically.
At this point, it's really just like you, me, Eden, and like sometimes Ryan. The Jade isn't really active, and Emerald is all the way in New York while we're doing this.
When Teens for Equality goes out to protest, I think we want everybody to be together, to like be in a unity. So when others can't come, we are kind of bummed out because like you want to protest for the whole group. You want the whole group to show their face. But we understand life gets in the way sometimes, so.
But are you guys ready to go? It's kind of dark and I'm hungry.
Yeah.
Today was tiring, so. Where we gonna eat at? I don't want McDonald's.
Doesn't want McDonald's.
I'll eat Sonic tonight. You can eat McDonald's.
All right.
So I started this work 2 months ago. It's a summer job, and it's a little bit also like living the dream, because you get a different experience from being an activist and being involved with all this, like, let's say, high meetings like the World Economic Forum or like all those summits. Here it's just you by yourself, interacting with customers, doing the job that you're asked to do. So it's quite nice. I'm going back to living like a normal high school kid who just graduated and now doing his summer job. The first thing that came to my mind when the explosion happened was like, oh shit, I don't know where my mom is. So I called my mom and she was fine. She was in a city quite far away. It's always hard for me to say that, oh, I got used to explosions or used to war or used to tragedies. But yeah, after a while, the only memory of Syria is explosions. And now seeing this happens in Beirut, which is another home of mine, is not just building being wiped, it's the memory of the city being wiped from my mind.